At India Kitchen Congress 2015, I have with me Mr. Sushmit Sarkar. He is Manager Training South and East with Hafele, India. Mr. Sarkar, you just concluded a session on selecting the right hardware. How has been your experience?
My experience with IKC, I mean, I've come to the IKC, this is the third time. This is the first time I'm speaking in IKC. So it's nice, the arrangement, the kind of things your guys are taking care of. It's good. The overall ambience, the overall experience has been very good with me. I really liked it. It's good.
Let me, ask about some core issues. Of course, the topic selecting the right hardware. So, what are the concerns? I mean, how people and customers fare with when it comes to selecting hardware. What is the level of awareness is among them according to you?
See, for example, if you take the few speeches which we had earlier, you will notice that everyone has been saying the same thing, that our market is still a very nascent market. It's a market which is still growing. It's a growing market. It'll take us some time, maybe 2020, maybe 2030. It'll take us some time to reach the concept of modularity. Where the other world, everybody else in this other concept, they have reached the innovative kitchen concept. We are still trying to achieve the modularity option. It will happen with us. It will take some time. But before our customers being aware, our OEMs, our partners who are selling these kitchens, they need to be more aware. They need to understand exactly what we are trying to do, why we are trying to do. They need to understand what kind of knowledge the customer has. They need to take this knowledge from the customer and they should put this in their own building, in their own kitchen manufacturing, and they should be able to get the option. Otherwise, it's a little difficult for us. It will take some time then.
There has been, talk on skilling India, skill development, imparting training in, those vocational training institutes and all. If this kind of course are imparted there, how this is likely to change the landscape of hardware, furniture or kitchen industry as a whole? What is your observation? What is your view on that?
See, if you notice, we don't have much carpentry workshops or vocational workshops training, as you're saying. We don't have much in India. I was just speaking to my boss the other day and we were just planning that if we could do this in a more frequent way where we can get our own people trained, we can get our OEMs trained, we can get our partners trained, it should be good for us. If you look at Bangalore has AWTC, which happens to be Advanced Woodworking and Training Center, which was an Indo-Italian venture. This is the only one which is there in Bangalore. We don't have any such establishments either in Delhi or Mumbai or Kolkata. We need to have more of this. Yes, as you said, it would definitely change the landscape of the hardware that we are doing. It would definitely change the way we are operating. But for that, we need to have more of these courses, and this would be again an initiative from somebody in our India. There has to be somebody who actually goes ahead and does this. Unless somebody takes the flag and says that yes, we are going to do this, it's not going to happen. It's difficult for us.
My final question: you are into the world of hardware, fittings, and components. What should be the DNA of hardware so that hardware can be functional and bring convenience for the user? Do you think India has the right hardware when it comes to technological superiority or supreme in superlative degree? Do you have the right hardware? Are we manufacturing the right hardware, or are we are hardware bringing modularity in the true sense? Because many people are still confused with the modern kitchen with the modular kitchen. So my final question is to you on this. How do you see the entire sphere?
In India, we have a lot of manufacturing plants which manufactures hardware for us. And when we say us, it's India as a whole. Yes, we are using the right method, we are using the right technology, we are using everything properly. But the main area where we are lacking is the education to the future. We are just creating the hardware, we're making the hardware, and we are not able to give this to our customers. When it comes to selling this concept to the customer, we fail. We do not understand that hardware, whether you buy from Germany, whether you buy from Italy, whether you buy from China or India, it's similar. It works in a similar fashion. Hardware cannot be different. It's not a car. It's a hardware. It's a small thing. It will not change. But what needs to change is the way you're educating your customer group or your the people who are going to buy these items from you. How you're educating them to use this particular hardware. If you can educate a customer how to use this hardware, or if you can educate the person who's selling the hardware as to how you are supposed to pitch this to your customer, this particular hardware, we will have a different world altogether.
Just your answer prompted me to ask another question. You said hardware is more or less similar, but in India, we have different kind of habits. Our fooding is different. The way we work with, the furniture, the way we use it. Don't you think it's a bit different? I wouldn't say harsh or smooth, but it's different. And also, is the climate of India has to do anything with the developing or designing hardware? Do our hardware need to be more durable, more rigid?
We have to understand this concept that when we started this concept of modularity, it was more of a European concept. It was more of an American concept. We never thought India to be a modular kitchen concept. Yes, we are believing in that concept. We are slowly rolling into it. But as you said, yes, we don't need to change the durability of our hardware, because if you see the Indian climate, a lot of places like California, a lot of places like London, they have a similar kind of climate. It rains every day in London. It's a moisture-laden country. They are still using modular kitchen. If you see California, it's a country which has the highest amount of humidity and highest amount of heat. They still use hardware. Still use the same similar hardware. It is the way. Again, I am coming to the same thing which I told you earlier. We have to understand that where we are putting, because we do not know. When I was showing you the slide that time, I was telling the audience that we need to understand where to put this hardware. We do not know that, and that's where we do the biggest mistake. If we know that this hardware needs to come in this particular place, and this hardware is supposed to be installed and used in this particular fashion, we will not have any problems as such. The hardware does not need to be changed as per geography. The hardware is perfect. There's no problem with the hardware. It is just the knowledge and the efficiency with which we use the hardware. That's it. We have to not change the hardware. The hardware is perfectly fine. It's very good.
Thank you, Mr. Sarkar. Thank you for speaking to us. Appreciate.